can you join my game in Vessel?
Sure. Let's see here. Look for an online. Look, it had me join a main room. Let me check here.
In the main room.
Yeah, show main room, but I'm not showing any other
Yeah,
games.
maybe the module is very different. Let's see. My Vassal version is 3.6.3, and my module is Judgment Test Realm 2.8, 0.8. Let me check this one. Okay. Okay, let me see. Test Realm, Test Realm. Hmm, multiplayer, general. So, so you downloaded the module from here from the pinned in looking for online game. It's called Judgment underscore ECVMOD, right?
Yes.
Strange. Let me check. Okay, I will grab the same one and we will see what that's like because I have the test RAM module. Oh yeah. Then I will close this one, this one, this one. Yes, it says 2.06, but that's gonna be fine for us as well. Alright, you are here as Darkstar, right?
Yes.
Okay. I created a room.
Okay, it looks like it's asking about a new session log file. Guessing I
Yeah,
can just hit now.
that's not important.
Okay.
Let's see. Like this. Alright, perfect. Good. Now, let's grab the heroes models and then we will go. We will have Rakir in blue. Then we will have Skull and we will have from the soul list, we will have Zaron for one team, and then in yellow we have Saiyan, we have Brock, and we have Don Rhaegar. Like this. These are the two teams, and then we have gods Krognar and Ista, uh, but we will replace our starting effigies when we roll up. So which team do you want to take?
Um, I can do Kragnar.
All right, just a moment, and then we simply do our roll off, and I rolled a 4.
Okay, and the button for that here, or is it a typed?
Did you roll already?
No. Is it a typed command?
No, you just click on the number of dice you want to roll. So if you click uh,
Oh, okay.
on the one, it will roll a die. If you click on 7, it will roll 7 die. So
Oh,
I
okay.
rolled a 5. So you can decide if you want to pick sides or do you want to pick to be first or second player. Um, I think you can be the first player. The map is pretty symmetrical. So you just
Okay.
take first player and then you have a better chance to kill Gloom. And then I will pick the bottom side and I will just replace the effigies. Effigy, we need Ista effigy bottom. So you just pull it out of vessel, delete this one here, and for the 3v3 game, the effigy has 16 health points. I will delete with Ctrl X the top, and then says Krognar top. That is your effigy, and it also has 16 starting HP. Good. Now, because you are starting, you deploy first, and then I will deploy, and then we will see what happens. You have Rakir, so Rakir should go on the top left, basically to try and kill Gloom.
Kill Bloom. Yeah.
And then Zaron can grab souls, so in his
Uh,
case,
Soul Pits on
so
the
soul
right
pits are
side.
there, and souls will spawn next turn. And Zaron can also grab souls through his skeletons, so that's also strong. So you could basically do Zaron somewhere there, and then you can do Skull in the middle just to be there. And then I will, let's see, I will put Don Rhaegar here. I will put Brock here, and I will put Saiyan there. So that's the initial setup done, and now you basically have the first activation. So each hero has 3 action points, and if you want to charge, that's 1 action point um, plus the cost of your weapon. So Rakir, if you click statistics, it will open a I don't know if you use Vassal all in the same window. I have it separated into separate sub windows, but basically, if you click on a model, it will display its cards. So Rakir has
Okay.
a dagger that is reach 1. That means that you can attack the adjacent cell, and it has a cost of 1. So you can charge for 2 action points, and then you will have 1 more stab, and you also have um, poison, if you can trigger it, and then you have for one fate you will get a toxin which can probably kill Gloom, but you need to poison him first. So
Yeah, with the
I would
combat venom
suggest you
burst.
try that with the Rakir and just do a charge on Gloom. A
Okay.
charge
Yeah,
is
and
is his
it's your movement, and then you get an additional two, but it has to be in a straight line.
it can be in a straight line, or you can do a zigzag pattern. Just a moment. You can do it. Just a moment. You can do it, for example, like this. There, here, and there, and there, and there. For example, you can do such a charge as well. So you always go down, right, for example.
Okay.
Or, and in front of every charge, you can do a sidestep. That means that you can move a field to any direction and then start a charge to any direction. But here in this case, you could either go straight down or you could do a side step to the right to that effigy field, because effigy is traversable for you,
Okay, yeah.
but it blocks your line of sight, and you could go one right and then straight down from there, and all kinds of things. So
Okay.
whatever
Yeah, interesting.
it is, um, it is
Interesting.
kind of good to go
Oh,
right, and then down. One,
okay, so here and then.
do one, two, three, four left, then stay there in the cloud. Now
Okay.
you look at your card. You have a melee of 7. Gloom has an agility of 4, so the difference is 3, and you get plus 2 dice for charging.
Okay.
So you
So here.
basically roll 5 dice. You click on a 5 on the side, and it will roll 5 dice for you. And between the two fate icons, it will summarize what you have rolled. This is a good roll. You have 2 sixes and 1 symbol, and because you have 2 sixes, that will do basically mean 2 swords and 3 maneuvers. Then you can do the two swords gives you the medium damage for Rakir. It is called a solid. That is 3 damage. So we
And
mark three
then.
three damage here. One, two, three. You can decrease model's health with H and increase it with J, or plus minus if you have an American keyboard.
Okay.
So that and now you look under Rakir. You look at combat maneuvers, and for
Yeah, he's
combat
got the
maneuvers,
Viper Strike.
yep, my first strike will give a poison to Gloom. So right click Gloom, status, and you can click poison. Poison basically decreases every offensive and defensive stat, but not the movement. So basically now you can choose two things. You can spend a fate to do 2d6 damage to Gloom, and then you will have one more action to move somewhere else. Or you could try and swing once more and try to finish off Gloom. But the problem is that Gloom is now agility 3. You are melee 7, so you will have 4 dice, but you need a crit. So
Yeah.
3 swords to finish him off, which is not that likely, but it's also not unlikely. So it's basically good to you spend a fate, finish off Gloom, and then back away behind the smoke, because these hexes here in the middle, these 7 hexes, are all smoke, and 2 of them are additionally lava as well. And if you are standing on the other side of the smoke, then I cannot draw a line of sight to you and I cannot charge you in my turn. So I
Okay.
would suggest you decrease your fate to 0 and then roll
Yeah.
2d6 and then you would do 2d6 true damage. Okay, that's not ideal. So that's only 4 and is one health remaining, so you will have to take your swing at him. So that will
Okay.
be 4 dice because Gloom has now poison and his defense is reduced by 1. So you roll that and that's perfect. And then you have a kill. So first you apply damage. So you always pick out 3 dice from these and
Mm-hmm.
you can, yeah, basically,
Yeah, and do the two swords and then, or I can do
yeah,
the J.
2 swords, 2 pushes basically because J gives you one of each.
Yeah, and I can use that to push myself
Yeah,
back
so Gloom dies,
twice here.
and then you push yourself back, and you gain 1 fate, which you can mark. And now, as you kill a monster, you can immediately start buying artifacts. Now, the magical artifacts are varied, and you need to decide what you want to buy. But usually, there is a thing called the Warple Blade, and that one is gives you +1 melee attack, so one more dice on your attacks. That's pretty good for Rakir. So I suggest buying a Warple Blade for him. And you just do that by spending 1 fate. If you open the vessel part or if you have the gear in a Google Docs, there
Mm-hmm.
are both floating around. Then you spend that fate and you press Control N, Control New York, on Rakir, and you just append it to his name that he has +1 melee, or you just append that he has Warp or Blade or something, and that's
So,
usually how we mark it. So Control N renames a hero, and then you can add it to his name, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, perfect. And then his activation is over. He spent all his points, and also for 0, you can place down a shadow orb, which you should do. So in the vessel module part, there are hero tokens, and there is a shadow orb, player 1,
yeah,
for example,
okay.
like that. And then you can place it adjacent to yourself where you want.
Okay. And then he leveled up, so I'm guessing
Yeah,
his health
and you,
and stuff.
yes, and you right click him
Okay, and
and
then level two.
choose level 2. Yep. And
Okay,
then
and then it
his
auto
health
does its.
increases in the module, and also you gain access to his level 2 ability, which is Escape, which costs 1 symbol. You can immediately place a Shadow Orb and then Shadow Step away. It's pretty powerful. You can charge in, do damage, and then trigger this escape and teleport back to your effigy or to another Shadow Orb. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
yeah, targets are Shadow Orb or effigy, and you need to be adjacent to, and when you use a Shadow Orb for teleporting, that one gets destroyed. So it's pretty strong. So well, that was not that good. So we will just basically go with Don Rhaegar, and we will go 1, 2, 3, and then we will go 1, 2, 3 to here, and then we will go 1 to here. And if you press Control M, Control Marta, then it will mark your hero with this other kind of frame, and that is the move. It helps with the oversight. And then that's Don Rhaegar done. He will just stand around there. And now you have an activation.
Okay. Now we don't know where the soul is going to happen yet,
No,
right? Okay.
we will have to randomize it, and then after that it will always be on the other side, spawning here and back, here and back. So I need to go to both sides to grab a soul.
Okay. I guess I'll start with Zeron and move 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Um, and
And he
uh,
has a spell as well as a melee attack, and he can summon, but you cannot summon now because you have 0 fate, but you can summon next turn. So you could
okay.
do,
Yeah, I'll do his Necrotic Blast then.
yep. So if you connect the Zaron's right edge to my right edge, that line will pass through that shrine. So that gives me cover against magic, but that's only a 1 dice minus. Dawn
Okay.
Rhaegar is agility 3, like all Minotaurs. You are a 7, so that gives you 4 dice, minus 1 for cover, so 3 dice
Okay.
against Dawn Rhaegar. So you roll 3. Okay, but you can, in this case, push yourself if you want. I don't know if you want to, but you
Let's
can.
Yeah, I don't think I want to get closer at all or move away. But you can double attack or no?
Which one? You can. You can attack as many action points you want.
Okay.
Because he has a
Uh,
one cost, then you can shoot again with 3
okay.
dice. Or you push yourself, for example, if you push yourself to a field to the right, just a moment, I'm checking there, that will still give me cover, but if you push yourself 2 fields to the right in the center, then I will not get cover from there. But I don't know where you want to be. If you want to be there, then just
Uh,
shoot once.
so two to the right, like here?
No, I
Mm,
meant next to Rakir. If you push yourself, because Rakir will not block your line of sight. Models don't, so heroes and other such things don't block line of sight to each other. Only terrain does. So if you push yourself next to Rakir,
so
in the
here?
center, then you could still shoot him, and then you can roll 4 dice, for example.
Okay, so like through here.
Yep, and you can see through
Okay.
Rakir, and then it will not get cover, so you can shoot with 4 dice.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try that again then.
Yep, that
Uh,
will be one push and one the weakest damage, that is 2.
okay.
For the necrotic blast, I have resilience 1, so that damages me for 1. Okay,
Okay.
so let's see.
Um,
So that was his 3 action points: walk and a spell and a
yep.
spell. And next turn we get a fate for free. Also, this shrine will produce D3 fate.
That's the green circled one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if you are base to base with it, then you can contest it and no one gets one. So let's see. Saiyan has reached 3. So Saiyan will walk up. 1, 2, 3, 4. She can walk one time 4 hexes because she's an elf. She has dash.
Okay.
And then she will try to shoot Rakir. 1, 2, 3 hexes there. She has a magic ability of 7. Rakir has an agility of 4, and he has plus 1 agility against ranged attacks. But this is not ranged, this is a spell.
Magic. Okay.
So it will be 3 dice against Saiyan. So I will just try to shoot him twice, and let's see once. Okay, that's 3 damage,
Okay.
and we will try to do this one more time. That's only a push, so Saiyan will just push herself here on the soul pit. and that will do 2 damage to you. So you are down to 11 health. And
Okay.
that is saying done.
Okay, so last I have Skull. 100 So we'll start by moving 1, 2, 3. Then move 1, 2, 3. Or I could have made that a charge.
Yeah, it's in this
Uh,
game it's always better to charge, except when you are prevented from doing charges. So you can charge there. Sane doesn't have a melee weapon, so she will not distract you.
okay. If I attack Saiyan, Dawn Regard will distract me, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Then I guess I'll swing at Dawn Regard.
okay.
So I have a
So
melee
you went
5.
charged. You have the how it is calculated. You have a 5. I have a 3. That will give you 2 dice base. Then you get 2 for charging. That is 4, and then this cover from the effigy will reduce that by 1. So that gives you a 3 dice charge.
Okay.
Okay, roll it. Not bad. That will be, I guess, 3 damage. It comes down to 2. And then you have 1 push, and you can, because this is a melee attack and not a ranged attack or a spell, you can push me away from the shrine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll push him 1 back then.
And then you have dual wield with skull, which means that when you take an action point to hit, move my Dawn Regard to a
Okay.
hex there, and then you can swing on Saiyan, and you basically get a 1 dice swing against her because she's agility 5. So that is 5 against 5 is 1, is 0, that's 1, and then you get a -1 for dual wield attacks, but you cannot go under 1, so you get 1 dice against Saiyan. Just roll 1 dice and hit
Okay.
her. Oh, that's 2 damage. And then Skull is done.
Yep.
Alright, now Brock does not have line of sight to everything, so he will just go 1, 2, 3, and then he will just charge on Skull here, like this.
Okay.
He has a melee of 7. You have a 3, so that is 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Charge gives him 6 dice, and the cover decreases him by 1, so it will be a 5 dice charge. That will be either 3 swords or 2 swords and a push. I'm thinking, but Brock has a special rule which gives him a
Yeah.
backswing that says that when you do a crit, then you can take a free attack. So Brock will do a crit, that's 5 down to 4 because you have res 1 with skull.
Oh, yep.
And now he will swing again with backswing. That doesn't get a minus dice, but it cannot crit again. So this was 5 dice, so I swing at you with 3 dice. And I did not manage to push you off the shrine, but that's still good. So 2 gives me 3, which is reduced by 1, so you suffer 2 damage, and then Brock is also done. So this is the end of the turn,
Okay.
and the next turn starts. First things first, there is regeneration. Dawn Regard will heal for 2. I'll just mark my heroes as not damaged. Then, first thing that happens was this thing. Second thing is move souls and monsters. There are no souls, no monsters currently. Third step is generate fate. We get 1 fate each. I go to 2, you go to 1, because we get free fate in the beginning, the first two rounds.
Okay.
Fourth step is spawn souls and monsters. Um, so let's see the soul. On 1, 2, 3, the empty soul will spawn. On 3, 4, 5, it will spawn on the Saiyan.
Cool.
It's gonna spawn here. I'm just gonna move Saiyan a bit. And scroll and it will spawn here like this. Uh, that's it, and the gloom will just get marked, and in next turn he will come back, and then he will still not be able to move, but he will still be on the board and he can be killed again, and after that he starts to move and bite people. Now,
Okay.
that was step 4. Step 5 is respawn dead heroes. There are none. And step 6 is declare effigy powers. You are first player, so you can opt to declare effigy powers. That your effigy power basically says that you can teleport each of your champion models. I think if you click on your effigy, it will display in the statistics window. It will display your card for your god, and there you can check out what your effigy power is, and it says Shadow Dance effigy
Caravan.
powers. Champions can be placed next to the effigy or any shadow orb placed by this warband, and heroes that use its powers cannot target the enemy effigy this round. That's fine. So if you want, you can teleport Skull out from there, or you can teleport Rakir to your effigy, or Zaron to your effigy. There are a
Okay.
lot of things that can be done. But
Yeah, I
if you
don't
don't
think I'll
want
do
to,
so
you don't
this
need to
turn.
declare it, and you can declare it next turn.
Okay.
But it's once
Yeah.
per game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll pass this turn.
Okay. Uh, I will. I will not declare mine as well, so I will just sit there and wait. So because I had the last activation, you have the first activation, so you can decide which hero you are activating.
Okay. We'll go with Rick here. I think her. Brock's your heavy hitter. Good shot. So we'll charge Rakir into Saiyan.
Okay.
So he is a melee 8
Yep.
versus agility 5. Will give me 3,
Yes.
but plus 2 for the charge.
Yeah. That's 5, and Skull gives you 1 for 6
Oh, okay.
because he
So
helps you out.
yeah, we have 3 swords so far, and then a J. So we'll do the 1 J and 2 swords.
Uh, uh, did you roll?
Yeah, so I had to roll it twice. I hit the 5 roll first,
Mm-hmm.
and then just rolled an extra one, which was a J.
Okay. What
But
do
I
you
got
have?
3 swords on the front. So it's 1 J and then 3 swords. So I'll just choose the. I guess actually it doesn't matter. So I'll choose the 3 swords and just crit her for 5.
Just a moment. I'm checking Don Rhaegar's abilities.
Okay.
Don Rhaegar starts redirection. When a friendly non-defender model within 2 hexes hit by a basic attack. Uh, yeah, I will take that with Don Rhaegar, so he will redirect his attack to himself and then
Okay.
take 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have any combat maneuvers from this
Uh,
one?
Not from Rakir this turn now.
So no poison, no pushes, because if you have any pushes, you had a 6 there. You could push you either yourself or you could push Don Rhaegar somewhere else.
Oh, I could push even him because it got redirected.
Yeah, because
Oh, that makes
that
sense.
that attack with damage and maneuvers is redirected to him. You could poison him if you had the symbols, or you could push him, or you push yourself.
Yeah, I can push him one then.
Okay.
I can just push him back into this woods.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
And then I still have 1 point, so he'll just make a attack.
Yeah. That
Going
will be 8
3.
against 5, 3, 4 dice because Skull is still helping.
Okay.
This is a good roll because you
Yeah.
do 2 swords and you can do a poison. 2 swords will give you 3
Uh,
damage.
3. Yep. And then poison her, and then I can do toxin right away.
Yeah, if you want, then you spend a fate for toxin and then you can try to roll 2d6 to finish her off. Exactly. Yeah, so she dies a horrible death. She will die. And now you get a level
3.
and you get a soul. So you right click yourself and say add soul. And because you hold a soul, my effigy will lose 1, 2, 3, 4 health from the max health it can have. Right. So Rakir is now done. He could place another shadow orb for free if he wants, or let me see. He also has some. For example, he has this shadow meld. If you had the fate, you could turn on invisibility. Then you cannot be shot
Targeted.
from afar from more than 2 hexes of fey. But you don't have the fate right now. But that's still pretty good. So Rakir is there, he holds a soul, and now I need somehow to grab that soul off him. Alright, good. That's Rakir. And then his turn is over, Sane is dead. Good. Now it's my activation, so Don Rhaegar, he will try once he wants to charge, he will lose 2 hexes or 1 hex of movement. I think 1 hex for this rough terrain, but still he has 3, he can go 5, so he will just charge in there.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking about, I will charge Skull.
Okay.
Okay, so Skull is agility 3, Don Rhaegar is, I think he's a 6, so that is a 3 dice. My Brock helps, but Rakir distracts, so +1, -1, those two cancel each other out.
Okay.
So 3 dice, 5 dice on the charge. Let's see. That's going to be 3 damage down to 2. And then he wants to go stone form. Yeah, he wants to go stone form and just chill out there. Let's
Good. And
see.
she's
I
not
will
going to.
just grab an icon for him for his third action. Let's see. He wants to shine stone form here on him. And that is his activation done. Alright, now you have Skull and you have Zaron to choose from.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do skull, and uh, he'll attack rock. Let me see.
Okay,
Yeah. Now, you can still charge even if you don't move, or you have to move to charge.
if you are already engaged with your target, then you cannot
Hmm.
cannot charge, but you can hit 3 times. And actually, because Skull has dual wield, that's actually not bad for him because then you can spend 3 action points for 3 attacks, and each of those attacks will have a free additional attack because of dual wield. So you can actually hit 6 times.
Oh
Um,
wow.
Don Rhaegar is now pretty protected because now he has resilience 3 but agility 1. So you attack with a bunch of dice, but your top end damage is only 4. So even if you crit him, you only do
Do
1 damage.
one. Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, but basically, but you could hit Brock 6 times, and because
okay.
Brock score has a 5, he hits Brock, who is a 3, that's 2 dice. Don Rhaegar and the Shrine will reduce that to 1. So you will have 1 dice hit, but 6 times. So that can be a bunch of damage if you roll the hits. Or you can
Okay.
hit the push on the first hit, you push yourself out and then charge back in, and such things can be done. Or
Okay.
you
Yeah.
can
We'll
give
start with.
temporary health to Rakir if you want. That is also an option. He has options.
Yeah. We'll start by making an attack. So.
So one die
Um,
against Brock.
okay.
Okay, that
That's
misses. And
one.
you have a
Yep.
free dual wield. You don't need to hit anything. You always get the dual wield that misses because
Failed.
ones and twos are misses. And
Yeah.
now next action point.
Yeah. I'll try it again.
That's one push. So you
Oh,
can either push Brock away, but then he can charge back in, or you can push yourself away, uh, or just do nothing.
yeah. I'll just do nothing. Try for an extra one.
Okay, that's 2 damage.
Glance. Yep.
And a push if you want, but if you don't, then just swing 2 more times.
So I think with his last one, he'll do Bulwark on Rakir
Okay,
and give him 5 temp hit points.
okay, that's fine.
Um, is there a way to specifically do temps?
The bulwark icon, just a moment, is in the module, and then you can
Okay.
decrease the number on that icon up and down. So that bulwark is now on Rakir, and Skull is also done.
Yep.
And now I have Brock. Brock is, let's see, he has a soul harvest of 3, 4. We could actually do, try some soul harvesting. Let's try a soul harvest just to show you how it goes. So he has a soul harvest of 3. He needs to roll 2d6 and reach 12. So currently on a 9, but Don Rhaegar is also adjacent to the soul that improves him by 1, and none of the enemy heroes are within 1 of the soul. Or Zaron, he has the soul gazer trait. He can soul gaze from 2 hexes away, and he can also give penalties to other people soul gazing from 2 hexes away. So basically, I need to roll an 8, and I have a fate to reroll, so I'll try to soul gaze here and see what happens. So first time
Okay.
on an 8, I miss. I spend a fate for a reroll, and then I get it.
Okay.
So he will go to level 2. The soul will uh, disappear from here, and then your effigy will also lose 4 health. And now I will take a swing on Skull. I have um, agility, so I have a melee of 7. You have a 3, that's 4 dice. Uh,
Hmm.
the the shrine will decrease that to 3 dice, but Don Rhaegar will increase his back to 4 dice.
Okay.
So rolling 4, that's a crit for 5, which is 4 against you because you have 1. And then because I rolled a crit, I get a free attack which cannot score crits. 4 dice again. That's 3 damage. That's 2 against you, so you go down to 7. And then Brock is done. And you have now your Zaron. Now Zaron knows that the soul will spawn next to Gloom, so he can basically just walk there Well, at least that's what I would do. Just walk there and prepare myself for the next turn soul gaze, because that is what will happen there.
Yeah, now he can attack before moving,
Yeah, he
right?
basically needs to move once, so he could actually do two shots. One, two, three. Brock is, for example, in range and not in
Okay.
cover, so he could zap Brock twice.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Yeah, Brock will get +1 defense because he is engaged with Skull, but so you have 3 dice shots against him, which is pretty good.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so first shot,
we'll
just a
give
push,
give you a push.
which I don't think I need to use, so I can just go to the second shot.
All right. Let's see. Does he have any combat ability on his? No, he gives out
No.
leech. No, he doesn't have anything. So that is 2 swords. That's 3 damage. Rock suffers 1, 2, 3 damage,
Okay.
and then you can walk towards the soul.
Yeah. And then
Just
get my soul back.
don't stand next to Gloom, because when the Gloom
Uh,
spawns, he will. But if you stand in the field here, where I put the soul, you can soul gaze from there, because you have two range soul gaze, because you are a soul. Uh, what is it called now? It was soul gazer
Soul
before.
Gazer.
Soul gazer trait. So basically, you
Yeah.
can stand there.
Now I do have 2 pushes, so I could push myself first,
Yeah, sure.
and then
Then
move
just
one,
walk there.
two, three.
Perfect. And then this
And
turn
then
is done.
0, I can do a Shadow Rift as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's always good. You can have a maximum of 3 shadow orbs laying around, but yeah, sure, why not? And then Rakir can teleport for 1 action point there and then do some things there. That's always useful. All right, good. So if you want, you just press Ctrl C on that other shadow orb, then you make a copy of it and then just move it or just drag it out.
Oh,
Right, so that's done. Let's see. There, and then that's the end of the turn. So, next turn starts first things first. Don Rhaegar will regen for 2 points because
two.
he's a Minotaur. Second step is move souls and monsters. There are no souls and monsters yet. Third step is generate fate. Now, we don't get free fate anymore, but if you hold a soul, you get 1 fate for each soul. So we both get 1. And the shrine is contested, so no one gets from the shrine. Otherwise, this shrine generates D3 souls if you are contesting it and the enemy is not contesting it. Now, fourth step will be spawn souls and monsters. This soul, just a moment, Control C, uh, will spawn there. Gloom with Control Z, he will come back to life, but he doesn't
Okay.
move yet. And fifth step is bring back dead heroes. I will bring back Saiyan. Let's see. We will try to bring her back here. Control Z. And because I am Ista, she comes back on full health.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, heroes come back with full health -5. But this, my god gives me full health response. That's my perk.
Yeah,
And
like mine is reduced recall,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think.
exactly. So Saiyan is there, and then uh, step number 6 is spawn. No, declare effigy powers. So do you want to declare effigy powers? For example, you could, and then you could zap Skull out of there, and for example, place him back to the effigy, or you could place him to the shadow orb uh, to there where Zaron is standing and such things. So there are options because I can probably kill him with Brock
Yeah.
and I have the first activation, so this effigy power comes in pretty handy. But you can also, yeah, stay where you are. So
Yeah, well,
on,
yeah, I'll use my effigy. And each champion can do things, right?
yeah, you can. Every champion can be placed next to a shadow orb or next to the effigy, so you can, if you want, you could
Yeah,
teleport them
we'll
all away.
teleport Skuld next to this one,
Yep.
and then Rakir back.
Yeah, uh, just yeah, that's fine. You just need to be careful when you end your activation in your deployment zone with with souls on. You will lose those souls, but now it's not an activation, just a simple place, so you will not lose your soul. So that's also
Oh,
fine.
okay.
So that's perfectly fine. So that was the effigy power, and I'm thinking about my effigy power. My effigy power gives me flight and immunity to free strikes. So actually I will not declare mine yet. And then I have the first activation because you had the last activation. Now
Yep.
I'm thinking about this one. There, there. Okay, Saiyan will activate. She will go 1, 2, 3 to here, like this, just to make your soul gazing a bit harder, because she is also a soul gazer, so she can contest you from 2 hexes away. And then she will shoot on Skull. Skull has an
Okay.
agility of 3. I
Yep.
have a 7, so that will be 4 dice. And I do, yeah, 3 damage down to 2. And I do a push on myself, so I will just push myself to here, like this. And then her activation is done because I only have 2 action points when I respawn.
Okay.
Okay, over to you.
And now you can hold multiple souls, or you can only have one soul at a time.
You can have however much you want. It's just a risk because if that hero gets killed, then those souls are lost. And then if you build up a lead, then you fall back again. So that's scary. But yeah, you can hold how, if you are safe, then you can hold as many as you want.
Let's
Right. So the bulwark is still on Rakir and it will be on Rakir until Skull activates again. That's how pretty much the buffs and debuffs work in this game. It's not turn end, turn beginning, but they will persist through turns and then only depends on the buffer or debuffer's activations pretty much.
Um, yeah, we'll for 0 put a shadow orb next to him, and then I'll shadow step, which consumes that shadow orb, forward,
Yep.
and then we'll charge Saiyan.
Okay. You could also where did you place him there? You could actually charge also go there where the bulwark is if you want, because you can do a side step forward to the soul and then down and right if you want to go there, and then I won't get cover. So
Oh,
that's
okay, yeah.
so you can go there and don't and avoid taking a free strike parting blow from Gloom. All right, Saiyan is an agility 5. You are an 8, so that gives a 5 dice charge. I will spend a fate to make that 5 dice a 4 dice charge, just a bit to reduce the hurt that's coming.
Okay.
Right, so 4 dice. Well, it still hurts. That's 5 damage. Do you want to reroll? I don't think you do.
No.
Alright, so at least Rakir is done. Okay, good. 3, 5. Let's see. Could we maybe reach him with Brock? No, because I need 3, 4, 5. Hmm, not easy, not easy. Hmm, there. Okay, let's try it like this. Brock will move uh, here with 3, and then he will I think charge up, down, up. So his charge will go here, here, and here,
Okay.
like this against Skull, and we try to do our best. So he's a 7, you are a 3. That's 4 dice, 6 dice on the charge, and that wall reduces by 1. So 5
Okay.
dice on a charge, and if you want to spend a fate, then you can uh, spend
Make
it
it
and
a
it will be a 4
4.
dice charge. If you don't want to spend a fate, then it will be a 5 dice charge.
Um, yeah, we'll spend it. Make it a
Alright,
4 dice.
so 4 dice. Alright, that's going to be 3 damage. Thinking about it. I will reroll that.
Okay.
Trying again. No, even worse. That's going to be 2 damage. That's 1 damage after res. And then Brock will be done, unfortunately. Alright, it's over to Zaron.
Zarin or Skull?
Yeah, Skull has
I
not
don't think.
activated yet.
Um, Now I can shoot at Brock, but I'm sure he's gonna get cover. Um,
If you shoot at Brock, he will get so 1 dice penalty for the wall and 1 dice penalty for Skull. But you are a 7, he's a 3, so that will be 2 dice shots. And you need 2 actions if you want to try the Soul Gaze. So
yeah,
that
let me
also
get out of
can be
the low.
interesting.
He can charge only on his crit could he kill. What I'll do, I'll spend 1 AP to give Vampiric Touch to Skull,
Okay,
and then I'll spend 2 to try and Soul Gaze.
sure. I will
Uh,
search the icon for Vampiric Touch. Just a moment. Vampiric
Here, I
Touch.
found
There
it.
it is. Oh, okay. So Soul Gaze is on a 7.
Okay.
It gets it. So you go to level 2 and you hold now a soul.
Okay, and his level 2 Bone Sure Reminder Undead Familiars gain Explode, but I don't have any of those.
Yeah, and also if you are level 2 or you hold a soul, then you can summon skeletons without spending fate. So that will come in handy next turn. Let's see which one is, I think the soul. Just selecting Zaran from below on level 2. Minor undead, blah blah blah. Explode 2. And yeah, I think it's on the skeletons card. I'll just grab the skeletons card as well. It's under monsters. Nope. No, it's player 2 heroes. Where was it? On monsters? Ah, summons. So for example, here is a skeleton and it says that the summon cost of skeleton is 1 action point if the summoner had at least 1 soul bound to them. So now you have a soul next turn, you can just summon for an action point. That's
Oh, okay.
pretty good. Okay, so Zaron is done. He's pretty satisfied. So now Don Rhaegar activates, his storm form goes away. He will actually just walk here. Actually walks here and he will storm form back and be done with his turn. Okay.
Okay. So then my last is going to be Skull. He will just, I guess, swing at Brock. Um, so melee 5 to edgy 3 is 2 dice. But you have cover, which brings it down to 1.
Uh, yeah, skull against. Yep, basically 1 dice, but then if you get a push, then you can push me or push yourself. But rather,
Okay.
if you get a push, push me into a beast. The monster will bite me. It's gonna be a bad time. So first 1 dice attack. That's a miss. So second,
And then dual wield.
that's a
Whoa.
push. So you can push me down 1 hex, and then the monster will bite me. The monster has a melee attack of 8, so he will actually bite Brock with 5 dice. So you can roll 5. That's not good.
Get a
That's
crit
6
for
damage.
this.
And now you have your second action point. So
Okay, now leech only is if.
if you damage,
Okay, it is if you damage. Okay, and then he'll take. So that was 1 attack.
yep, 1 action
So we'll
point.
take the second one for 2 dice now because you don't have cover.
Yep. Oh,
We'll
that's
take
3
2
damage.
for 3.
Okay, and you leech 2 from this.
Which
So with
heals
a
me
J, you
2.
can increase his health. Okay, a
And
dual
then
wield is 1 dice.
second
That's a miss. And
one.
then
And
you
then
have
final activation.
final action point.
So I'll do 2 for a glance there.
Yep.
And leech happens multiple times.
Leech happens once per 1 action point spent. So basically now you leech 2 and you will leech 0 from the dual wield. That's a
Okay.
bit tricky, but and then you miss the last attack, but
Yeah.
that's still not too good. It's kinda okay because Brock now has the ability when Gloom will bite him next round,
Mhm.
then he will only go down to 1 hit point. So he will heal back, and then he will he will try to fight for his life somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, basically, if I can hit someone and then push myself out of melee, and then I could effigy recall myself. That would be the play. So this was the last activation, right?
Yes.
Yep. All right. All right. Now, uh, okay, things are happening. Next turn starts. Don Rhaegar regenerates for 2. Second, uh, second thing, move souls and monsters. And now the Gloom will actually activate. He has Brock in, so you can roll 5 dice against
Okay.
Brock. Yep, he bites him, but he is only on one box, and then his heroic, what's his called? Heroic destiny is used up because he goes down to 0, and then he will heal back. If he is on fire, fire prevents healing, and then he will just die. Or if you have
Mhm.
some spell that prevents healing, but it's usually fire. So Brock is in danger. That was step 2. Souls are not there, nothing moving. Third step, generate fate. I will
Um,
gain 1 fate from my 1 soul, and I will roll a d3. 1, I will get 2 fate.
and I will get 2 for the 2 souls I have.
Yep, that was third step. Fourth step is uh, basically um, spawn souls and monsters. A soul will spawn on the right side. Monster is already spawned. Fifth step is bring back dead heroes. Nothing there.
Cool.
And sixth step is declare effigy powers. So I will declare an effigy power, and basically what I will do is I will declare it, and then I have the first activation. Let's
Yep.
see. So now this gives me flight and immunity to parting blows, so my heroes can unjam themselves from melee. And I'm just thinking if I want to, because on in 3v3 now the effigies get 2 protections. They are invisible, so they cannot be shot from range, and they also cannot
Mhm.
be charged. But I'm thinking about just trying to reduce your effigy a bit to see
Okay.
what happens. So Brock will actually go here with 3, and then he will swing on your effigy once. So that will effigy is 3 agility and 1 res.
Mhm.
So that gives me 4 dice. I will re-roll that. 4. That's going to be 2 damage. And I have one more action point. Let's see, I will just move here. Should I move there? Yeah, I will move here, try to survive like this, and then Brock is done. Then the activation is yours.
Okay. Um, we'll start with Rakir. Um,
And yeah, this bulwark is not there
yeah.
anymore.
Could go with Skull. Now Vampiric Touch is still on.
Uh, just a moment. Let's see when does it expire.
The end of the next activation, so
So I
that
think that's
expires.
already expired.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah. We'll take Skull and we'll charge Rock. So the first step.
Yep,
Uh,
and then
one,
there,
two,
there, there,
three,
there.
4.
It doesn't look good.
Um, so melee 5 versus 3 puts me down to 2, but plus 2 for the charge.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that kills him.
yeah.
So Brock dies, and my soul is lost, so your effigy heals for 4, and
And
skull gains a soul.
all, which would reduce yours by 4. Oh,
Yep, I'm
4.
down to
And
8.
another 4 for Zarin, because I don't think we ever marked that.
Yeah, yeah, basically I should be on 4.
Okay, I'll take the 2 pushes back, and we'll
And if you
move.
still have one action point, you could actually do one action point, one fate to heal yourself for 5, or bank your soul into your effigy for one action point. Then the soul will
Yeah,
be
we'll
in your effigy, and then you don't risk losing it.
yeah we'll bank the soul. That
Yep,
seems like a smart choice.
that's fine. All right, this is pretty bad, but let's see. Let's see if Sane can do some wonders. Sane has an ability that she does 1 extra damage for each soul the target holds. So that gives me a bit of chance. So let's see, Same will just stay there and she will hit Rakir, I guess.
Okay.
Or she could hit both our melee agility 4. Yeah, Rakir is a an easier target, I guess. So she will try to spell him 3 times. She has 7, so 3 dice once. That's going to be 3 damage. And a push there. Gloom will. Okay, I cannot push you. I can only push myself. Okay, that was I was thinking. Okay, second shot, 3 dice. It's going to be 3 damage again, and uh, and I will do it once more. 3 dice. That's only 2 pushes, so I will just push myself down to here, and that's saying done. And also saying, yeah, she recovered 1 hit point when she activated. She has this healing on activation thing. Not too significant, but it's sometimes good. All right, over to you. So you basically have options. You could walk down with Rakir, 3 hexes, and just stab my effigy, or you could charge Saiyan and finish her off.
Now it's if I move around saying I'm okay,
Saiyan does
or
not have a melee weapon, so
okay,
she will not do a parting blow against you. She
okay,
can
yeah, well,
do her spells in melee. She has a range 3, but she doesn't do anything else. She cannot charge and cannot push people in
okay,
melee.
yeah, we'll just take the move and then attack the effigy
Yep.
with.
So you have 5 dice on it, and if you roll a crit, it's dead. And it's dead. Boom. So that's how easy it is. Because your top end is 5, like with some other aggressors, and then effigy has 1 res, but then it's basically goes and stabs her, and that's it. So
Awesome.
that's the game.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No
Definitely
problem.
have a better understanding. There's a lot of intricacy, and
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
just a starting character,
and
so I
in
imagine there's a lot.
yeah, in a few games it becomes so easy, or the calculating of dice, the soul thing, how it spawns, where it spawns, it gets really easy, and then you just recite it from head, and and that's it. All right. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
I will stop the stream, and I hopefully if someone